and welcome to this July edition of Monroeville at your service. I'm your municipal manager, Alex Graziani, bringing you today's show from the Monroeville Municipal Building. A lot to get to on the show, so let's start with a quick look at what's ahead. For this month's Manager's Minute, I will share some thoughts on our nation's founding. Another fabulous 4th of July parade was held on a beautiful day earlier this month. We'll have highlights later in the show. And I'll go out on the town with Deputy Director of Public Works, Jamie Story, for an in-depth look at our municipal road paving program. But first, two guests are joining me here in the studio today. Allow me to introduce to you the duo, Paul Estock, Director of Recreational Programming, along with Danielle Cole, Director of Recreational Programming. So we'll talk a little bit about titles and try to sort how both of you get the same title. But thank you, first of all, for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us. We're really looking forward to this.
One of the things that's so outstanding to me about Monroeville is the quality of life that residents get to enjoy here, from great public safety services and road and refuse services, is the recreational opportunities. The value of living in Monroeville really has a lot to do with what you guys are overseeing. So I'm really glad to have you here. Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
And you guys are super busy because we're in the middle of summer and all kinds of programming happening. But before we get to the programming, let's start with talk about the park system. Number of parks, kind of what do they have here in Monroeville?
Yeah, I've been working for Municipality of Monroeville for 24 years now, going on 24 years. So we've seen a lot of changes over the years with our park system. Currently, we have 21 parks in Monroeville, roughly 820 acres of park land. How many of that's developed? I would say probably around 500 of that property is developed between playgrounds, court systems, picnic areas, a variety of different things. We have just an array of different locations throughout Monroeville, and each one of those parks have where we can actually rent out parks. We have 10 locations that we can rent out on a daily basis. We run that from May until almost October. It's a great opportunity. This year alone in the park system, we have, I think roughly, I just looked at it, 570 park rentals this year so far. So it really takes up a lot of our time over the summer. It's something that we thoroughly enjoy, to offer people the opportunity to get out into our park systems and enjoy.
So would it be fair to say that of the 21 parks, most of them are strategically located to be walkable to the neighborhoods, to service the neighborhoods, and have amenities catering for birthday parties, for example, or just playing on the swing and hanging out at the playground? But these are walkable, right? I mean, you can get to them from the neighborhoods, correct?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We have walking trails on a variety of different ones. We also, too, recently, a few years ago, added the Westmoreland Heritage Trail, which was a piece of a railroad that came through from Trafford all the way out to Export. And Monroeville oversees 1.2 miles of that. And that has been such a great amenity for us. And it's really added to our park system. And it's really allowed for people to get out, not only enjoy all of our parks, but also allow them to get onto that trail system.
And adding to the neighborhood parks, about 20 years ago, the municipality acquired what we call Community Park West, but it really has become our central park community gathering space. So what's that like?
Monroeville Park West is definitely always busy and bumping. We always have something going on up there, if not 10 different things going on up there. We have Monroeville baseball and softball that use the fields, Monroeville soccer's based out of there, 5 picnic pavilions that are consistently fully rented out during the weekends all summer long, beautiful amphitheater, mud and gazebo, and a summer concert series that happens every Sunday evening in the park.
Yeah, that's something that we've started back in Father's Day weekend. Every Sunday from now till the end of August, we have a variety of different bands that come in every Sunday. And we're also too fortunate that we can have special events up there. We actually have a professionally done 5K racing paths that people can utilize, and we get like 4 or 5 events up there a year for that also. So it's a very popular park. It's going to get more popular because we just recently converted some of our courts up there. We are now going to have 12 permanent pickleball courts. But we're not taking away any of the other amenities. We're going to still have the tennis courts. We're going to still have the basketball court. So we're really looking forward to that. It's going to really enhance that park up there that's already busy. Like Danielle said, it's already a busy park. But it's definitely going to really add something and draw a lot of people, not only in Monroeville, but outside of Monroeville.
Oh, I'm so glad you made that point, because when we think about parks and what they add to our community, it's about quality of life. But it attracts people because of Monroeville's wonderful business community and the interstate highways and the large roads that connect everyone to our community. We have a lot of visitors, and many of them are experiencing our parks and visiting our. The contrast between the community park and the little neighborhood parks can really be seen with those numbers. We get a lot of out-of-town people, and what's beautiful about that is while they come and hang out at our park, they also go to our restaurants, or maybe on the way to the park they stop and get something at a store, and that's just multiplies for everybody. It really adds to the vibrancy and the regional attraction of Monroeville.
Yeah, and I think it's important for that to happen like that, and I think that's what Monroeville Community Park, why it came to fruition. I think it's been amazing. And we also too have Monroeville Park East. And Monroeville Park East, they're together, but they're not together. We have Monroeville Park West, Monroeville Park East. And the greatest thing about that is that Danielle, she's able to hold some of her summer programs with that. And maybe Danielle, tell us a little bit about our programs.
Yeah, well, I want to get to that. But what's exciting is what we do at the parks. Not only that they're there and we all can enjoy them, but the programming that you mentioned with Danielle. We've got little props here, and you might be wondering, well, why ukuleles or little toys, and of course the basketball we know. But what happens at our parks? All of them, but particularly in the main ones.
Yeah, so from whenever the weather permits it, we have programs that run out of our pavilions, out of our different parks. Monroeville Park East is utilized for 2 different summer camps. One is Monroeville Summer Day Camp, and we serve between 35 and 40 campers a week. And that sold out this year in 40 hours after opening registration. So it's quite a popular program. The community definitely loves it, and there's definitely a need for it. And then we also have a special needs camp called Camp Chippewa that we run out of the park as well. And they're actually on a field trip to the zoo today.
And we're not with them.
I know.
That's kind of sad.
We're here.
Yeah, I wish we were with them. So when did that start? That's pretty unusual, I think, to have a camp like that.
Yeah, so that definitely happened before me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going
decades.
on for decades. I mean, even prior to me, which is again 24 years, Camp Chippewa was in place.
But we've maintained it for that period of time.
That is tremendous. There's so few opportunities with kiddos who have disabilities to find a great outdoor experience in a safe environment. And the fact that you've been doing it for years is a testament to our commitment to serving the community well. Yeah, great job. I didn't realize it was that long. So how many weeks do these camps run? The first camp?
Yeah, so Monroeville Summer Day Camp runs for 10 weeks. And then
10 weeks? Mm-hmm. So wait a second, there's just the 2 of you. And I know you have another full-time staff person throughout the year,
Yeah.
so you must rely on a lot of temporary full-time employees throughout the summer.
Some seasonal employees,
Yes.
yeah. And I would say, I think we compete with the police department in the summer with how many employees we have.
Wow.
Across our swimming program, our aquatics program, swim lessons, camps. We run actually 3 camps. We also ran a theater camp this summer as well. Our regular programming, we have some park pop-ups going on, some passive recreation opportunities with life-size games going to different pavilions for people to play with, mud kitchens, trying to get people to check out parks that maybe isn't in their neighborhood, but is a little hidden gem in somebody else's neighborhood. And it's been really successful this summer.
Yeah, and not only do we hire the seasonal workers to help with programming and keeping the kiddos safe, but as you mentioned with the acreage and the amount of facilities, our Public Works Department does a tremendous job maintaining our parks, and they also hire additional staff during the summer because obviously to cut grass and to assist with some of those projects that really you can't do in the winter, you can only do this time of year.
You hit the nail on the head because I was trying to think ahead what you were going to ask me next, and that is the key here, is our Public Works staff and Paul and the group of guys he has out there. We couldn't do it without them. The community park currently we have four 4 full-time people just at the community park alone. Then we have another group that goes out to all of our other parks. And they're constantly out there maintaining these parks, cleaning them, fixing them up. We're currently in a project right now at Hawkeye Park, which is one of our rental projects, partnership with, we got a donation. And so they're out there. We're always trying to make the park better. And obviously, municipality of Monroeville is an older municipality, and we're trying to catch up. And we're doing that.
So you mentioned the project at Hawkeye. You mentioned the pickleball courts.
Absolutely.
We've done the batting cages.
Yeah.
We've done new scoreboards this year, some new backstop signage. So there's dozens of other littler projects that we're doing. So there's no doubt in my mind, the three of us could talk like really a lot, and there's so much to cover. But I want to focus on, as we wrap up, all this wonderful programming. How do people who are maybe not aware of all that we have explore our parks, and how do they learn more, and how do they get on the mailing list?
Yeah, so every resident in Monroeville receives our brochure.
Okay.
If you're not a resident of Monroeville, you're still welcome to join us in our programming or our events. We're happy to see you, but you'll have to access it online, and you can find that at www.monroeville.pa.us/parks. And then our quarterly brochure comes up, and we announce that first on Facebook. So if you're itching to see what's out as soon as it's out, that's definitely the place to look. And you can follow us at Monroeville PA Parks on Facebook for the first look of every brochure that goes live.
We also have the opportunity that people can actually also register online. They don't only always have to come into our office, they can also do it online too. We have, as long as they have an account with us.
And we have activities all year round, not just in the summer.
Yeah, everybody jokes that summer's my busy time, and it's definitely our busiest time.
Yeah.
But we definitely are running around all year long, running after school programs, special events, holiday themed. We have a good time all year.
And I appreciate the two of you sitting down with me. I can't thank you enough for all that you do to really help be about safety first and caring concern for the kids. Danielle, even today, she has a lot of fires going on, but she's been really good to participate in this, but it's because of your heart of wanting to serve the residents and making sure the kiddos, when parents drop them off, we take that very seriously. And we want to give them back.
I treat them like they're my kids.
Yeah, and is like they were given to us.
Yep.
Safe and in return. So I just really appreciate all that you do and your team and your commitment to make Monroeville a great community to live in. Thank you for taking the time to be with me today, and we'll have to have you back to talk about all the things we missed.
We'll have to head to parks.
Thank you very much for having us.
There's a lot of out on the town that we'll need to do at the parks.
Sounds great.
I can't wait to get my boots on and get walking and playing and whatever we want to do.
We'd love to take you out there and show you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you now. While our parks and associated amenities garner a lot of usage, that amount of traffic kind of pales in comparison to that which is on our roadways. So coming up next, I'll go out on the town for a glimpse of how we pave and maintain our roads. Before we turn the page from recreation and parks, here's a look at some upcoming events that the department is hosting. Monroeville, at your service, returns in a moment.